The issues Klopp has to address after Liverpool's loss to West Ham. As surprising as it was, Liverpool's defeat by West Ham is no cause for an over-the-top reaction. It brought to an end a 25-game unbeaten streak stretching back to April, a mammoth achievement in itself for a group of players who have won the biggest prizes in club football over the last 3 years. That being said, it had been coming. Last week's dramatic loss of a 2-goal lead at home to Brighton was a warning. They could have lost then too. On Sunday, there was no escape despite a late renaissance. And despite all the protests afterwards, the Reds were simply not quite at it as they recorded their first Premier League defeat of the season. This is no in-depth crisis dissection though. Jurgen Klopp's side are still just 4 points off the top of the table, are in the quarter-finals of the Carabao Cup, and have cruised into the Champions League last 16 from an unquestionably tricky group. Yet there have been signs in the opening 3 months that Liverpool are not quite at the level of their 295-plus point seasons. Perhaps that's natural, they in itself were freakishly impressive accomplishments. But despite a positive start to this campaign, the most obvious indication of a slight dip has been defensively. Virgil van Dijk's return to full fitness has definitely been a boost. In fact, amid fluctuations in the form of teammates around him, the Dutchman has refound his domineering sense of control almost immediately. September 15, 1-0 versus AC Milan 2-1 down. Final result, 3-2 Watts. September 25, up twice versus Brentford. Final result, 3-3 October 3, up twice versus Man City. Final result, 2-2 October 19, 2-0 versus Atletico Madrid 2-2. Final result, 3-2 Watts. October 30, 2-0 versus Brighton. Final result, 2-2 Nevertheless, despite his omnipresence, Liverpool are leaking goals. The first hair-raising display was against Brentford in September, when 2 instances of taking the lead were squandered in a 3-3 draw. Then, the same happened at home to Manchester City, in a match which they were arguably lucky to come away with a point against the defending champions. Klopp's team also conceded 2 away at Atletico Madrid, having been 2 goals to the good early on. They got away with it in the Spanish capital. Not so against Brighton, which represented 2 cheap points dropped at Anfield. In comparison to their main title challengers, Liverpool are in a clear third place defensively in the Premier League. While Chelsea and City have conceded just 4 and 6 goals respectively, Liverpool have shipped 11 goals, 5 of which have come in the last 2 games. So, particularly given Van Dijk's return, why is this the case? There's not one strikingly stark issue at play here. For example, Sunday's series of calamities can all be traced back to Alisson, a world-class goalkeeper who simply had a day to forget at the London Stadium. The Brazilian's mistakes don't mask Liverpool's ineptitude at set pieces at the weekend though. As well as 2 of the 3 goals, Craig Dawson had a header which hit the bar, rising highest alongside Declan Rice with no white shirt in opposition. The last week has also seen Joel Matip come back into the team, ahead of Ibrahima Konate, who was so impressive on his first league start at Old Trafford. Despite Matip and Van Dijk's foundation over the years, a regular change in centre-back partnership cannot be a good thing. Food for thought too for Joe Gomez, who cannot get a look in at the moment. However, more so than the backline, Klopp has an issue to fix in midfield. Currently, Liverpool are far too open in the centre of the park. Pablo Fornal's goal on Sunday emerged as a result of an alarming hole in the middle, as well as acres behind the back 4 courtesy of an ineptly high defensive line. Fabinho, who is just returning from injury, looked unusually leggy in his number 6 role. As well as the Brazil international, Klopp has also had to contend with injuries to early season pace-setter Harvey Elliott, last summer's star signing Thiago and Naby Keita, whose topsy-turvy Liverpool career has continued akin to form this season. Extra onus, therefore, has fallen upon skipper Jordan Henderson, who has started the season supremely, but alongside Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, came out second best against Tomas Soucek and Declan Rice on Sunday. Against Brighton too, Leonardo Trossard's equaliser presented itself all too easily due to too much space in front of Liverpool's defence. That solidity of 2019-20 is simply not there at the moment. We must not forget another potential cause of this. An ever-present in the team since 2016, Gini Wijnaldum's departure in the summer to PSG is being sorely felt. A reliable, consistently injury-free starter in midfield, the Holland international broke up play and kept things ticking in a manner which is absent at the moment. That sense of control has gone, for the time being. That ability to hold on to leads and see matches out, an knack all Premier League champions need to acquire, has gone astray. Still, there is no need for exaggerated alarm yet. Liverpool's run of 6 consecutive home defeats last season was a full-blown crisis. This is not. However, a tetchy Klopp must look past the referees and VAR decisions which went against him. The German should look at his own house first and not react exasperatingly to reporters. A 2-week international break, ahead of hosting Arsenal on November 20, has come at the right time.